Early in life, Ganga meets a tragic turn when she becomes a widow on the day of her marriage. Eventually, her love for Sagar, her childhood friend, may give Ganga the happily ever after she yearned for. But they must endure pain, lies, and separation.
Subscribe to our channel for daily videos on your favorite series on your favorite channel. Blaster Series, your world of telenovela updates.
Ganga, full story summary.
Ganga is a 7-year-old, sweet child who lives with her father, Varun Shukla. Varun fixes her marriage, but Ganga is left alone as both Varun and her husband are killed in Varanasi. Ganga is forced to live as a widow. Advocate Niranjan Chaturvedi rescues Ganga and adopts her. Soon, Ganga is accepted by family including Niranjan's wife, Madhvi, and 2 sons, Pulkit and Sagar, except Niranjan's mother, Kanta, who treats her like a widowed servant. Eventually, Ganga and Sagar become good friends. They compete in ingenuity, sometimes even in conflict, to unmask the low blows of certain. However, Sagar is revealed to have a hole in his heart. He had to apply vermilion on Ganga's forehead. After Sagar's recovery, Madhvi and Kanta planned to take Sagar to London for his studies. Thinking Sagar would be away from them because of Ganga. Hence, Sagar and Ganga are separated. 10 years later, Ganga is now grown up and happens to be in love with Sagar. She has been putting on her vermilion for 10 years not only to protect him, but also to respect her spouse status. Madhvi, Sagar's mother, fails in her mission to separate her from her son when they finally meet. It turns out that Sagar came back from London with Janvi, his girlfriend, and Sahil, Janvi's brother. Ganga doesn't like Janvi and Sahil's company. Her hopes are shattered upon learning about the relationship between Sagar and Janvi as well as the unrequited feelings there are between her and Sagar. But gradually, Sagar cares and supports Ganga. Finally, he understands that he falls in love of her and expresses his love by applying vermilion on Ganga in front of the family. As Chaturvedis object this, Sagar and Ganga want leave for Delhi for a court marriage. But a misunderstanding causes their immediate separation as Sagar marries Janvi on a whim. Seeing the mistreatment Janvi is getting from Sagar for not loving her, Yash, Sagar's cousin, regularly supplies her with drugs and urges her to commit suicide. Meanwhile, Ganga gets her life back together and becomes the assistant of a lawyer called Palash. Sagar, who is jealous of her, doesn't hesitate to show it as he neglects his wife more and more. A few moments later, Sagar is accused for Janvi's death. Ganga manages to prove him innocent and Yash, the guilty, is later arrested at the same time as Palash, as it turns out his love for Ganga made him possessive to the point of hiding evidence on Sagar's case which he was handling, hoping to keep him in jail. Eventually, Ganga and Sagar's marriage is fixed after a small altercation with charlatans. Prabha, Yash's mother, seeks revenge on Ganga since she was not only taken away from her son but her own husband was pronounced dead, presumably due to recent events that would have led to his suicide. As conspiracy, she gives drink to Sagar, a spiked drink, and becomes very close to Ganga. He fails to remember what happened between him and Ganga. On wedding day, Ganga is revealed to be pregnant and Sagar questions Ganga's character. Ganga is shattered and leaves the house. She joins with Rahat, who takes care of poor, homeless girls. Later, it is believed Rahat and Niranjan were lovers in college. After some twists, Rahat slips to her death. Niranjan takes Rahat's daughter, Zoya, to his house. Sagar moves to London with Madhvi, believing Niranjan doesn't care about them. Meanwhile, Ganga gives birth to a daughter, Krishna, and decides to move on. 7 years later, Ganga is now a lawyer and raises Krishna alone with her friend, Kashish. Krishna is exactly like child Ganga. Sagar goes to Banaras on Kanta's insistence. In a jungle, he comes across Krishna and takes care of her. He doubts that Krishna is Ganga's child because her look. Eventually, Sagar and Ganga came across each other and Krishna recognizes Sagar as the man who helped her in the jungle. Krishna is revealed to have a hole in heart like Sagar. Sagar is shocked and asks Ganga about Krishna's father. Ganga refuses to answer him. Eventually, Sagar and Chaturvedis are shocked on learning Krishna is Sagar's daughter. Sagar apologizes from Ganga, who refused. Sagar sends custody papers and wins Krishna's custody. Pulkit tries to have relationship with Kashish. On family insistence, Pulkit and Surpiya adopt a girl named Jui. Eventually, Ganga and Sagar are reunited. Later, the family meets with a boat accident resulting Krishna and Niranjan to die. Ganga goes missing and loses her memory. Ganga is rescued by Shivja, who was marrying a girl named Ganga. Shiv mistakes Sagar's Ganga as his wife. Sagar tries to find Ganga but fails. Ganga is welcomed to Shiv's house as his bride. She takes care of Shiv's daughter, Radhika, as her own while Sagar manages to find Ganga. Ganga regains her memory. Shiv is shocked to finding Ganga's truth and returns her to Sagar. However, Sagar is shot to death, making Shiv to promise that take care of Ganga. Ganga and Shiv are ordered to stay together for a month. Ganga is broken on learning Krishna's death. Eventually, Ganga-Radhika closeness brings Shiv and Ganga together. After some twists, Ganga and Shiv confess their feelings and get married. Finally, Ganga opens a primary school, Sagar Vidyalaya, in memory of Sagar. The